Hello, Columbia, and welcome to City View for your close-up view of the City of Columbia. I'm your host, Leisha Utsi, Director of Public and Media Relations. Our top story for City View is Go Red Columbia. February is Heart Month, and annually the City of Columbia hosts a community photo session to bring awareness about heart disease in our community.
The City of Columbia has been recognizing Go Red for Women Day for the last several years, and every year we try and make sure that not only are we bringing attention to such a worthwhile issue, but we're also bringing awareness around what we as individuals can do to take control of our heart health. We know that heart disease is the #1 killer of women in our country, and the numbers are getting better, but it's still not where they need to be. And so in collaboration with the American Heart Association, we have decided to continue to bring awareness to this issue and recognize Go Red for Women Day the first Friday of February.
And speaking of health and saving lives, the City of Columbia was also recently partnered once again with the American Red Cross for the 8th annual Columbia Lifesavers Blood Drive.
Recognizing that a small contribution can go a long way in saving a lot of lives. We never know when we might need blood with incredible wet weather events and accidents. You just never know. So trying to, through the Hoop It Up drive, raise awareness, fantastic partnerships with USC's athletics department and Coach Martin and Coach Staley every year supporting this effort. It's fantastic, and we're always so thankful of all the city employees and all the people from all around the region who come out to give blood.
The Office of Business Opportunities recently offered a free legal seminar for small business owners. The Office of Business Opportunities also offered a mentor-protege college course for small business owners, which recently kicked off. And speaking of business, the North Columbia Business Association recently held a roundtable breakfast, and 2 city officials were there. First, Councilman Sam Davis, who represents the North Columbia area, gave greetings to the group and welcomed them to this important roundtable discussion.
North Columbia is the next frontier for development. It's because of what's happening now. Somebody always has to be first. And it's the folks that take that chance, gamble, and see the fruits of their labor and the rewards of the challenge they took.
After initial greetings from Councilman Sam Davis, the guest speaker for the breakfast was introduced, and it was our very own city manager, Teresa Wilson.
As our Envision Columbia goals for our strategic planning that City Council has gone through would dictate that we do as staff, we try to make sure the projects that we push are in line with those goals. A couple of those goals that are particularly evident with what we're seeing happening out here relates to affordable housing, workforce housing, planned development, making sure that we hear you all when it comes to the growing pains that come along with all of that growth and development.
Well, City Manager Wilson shared lots of details about city involvement in growth and development that is definitely being spurred in North Columbia. And speaking of growth and development in that community, recently, the Columbia Empowerment Zone held a groundbreaking ceremony for the Veranda on North Main.
Today we have the groundbreaking for the Veranda at North Main, which is 58 units of senior housing on North Main Street. It's mixed income, affordable housing. We will have 8 2-bedroom units and 50 1-bedroom units.
I think that this is going to be a tremendous catalyst for this corridor, this North Main Street corridor. We now see new businesses, long-time traditional businesses relocating to this area. Chromas did last week. I see others coming, and this will help to stabilize a community that is in need for stabilization.
The City of Columbia's Community Development Department is always seeking a way to engage the public. Quarterly, they hold Speak Out, which is a conversation about fair housing and equality in our city.
I was very excited to see the audience. We had a diverse group of lenders and citizens from the public, people who are members of organizations that assist people who are of the vulnerable populations, low to moderate income populations, and it was a great conversation. Some of the takeaways today included information or concerns about the fact that people have difficulty getting loans for home ownership, and there's a lot of different reasons for that. There were some discussions about people being on disability, how it's difficult to pay credit down, but they have a desire of home ownership, and how can you get from that point where you're having some things you need to work out to where you can actually buy a house to live in.
Well, thank you for watching City View, where we give you a close-up view of the city of Columbia. As we close our show, we'll share with you some of the photos that were taken at this year's annual Go Red Day here in Columbia.